Hi, everybody. I'm going live a little bit early so that you can find me. I'm doing this. It's a manual thing. Like normally this like starts whether I like it or not. And so I'm not used to the timing on when I start manually. So last time I thought I was talking to an audience and I was not. So I don't know at what point you're actually hearing me. But I'm coming on a little bit early so that people can have an easier time finding me. That's always the main issue is that it's kind of odd because I've got the video is scheduled, and so it would make sense that the video itself would come from from that post, but it doesn't. It comes like in a different post, so that confuses people. So anyway, so I'm just rambling for a minute. So I'm just coming on early to give people an opportunity, and I have to remember not to put my head up because that's when my glasses go crazy. Give people an opportunity to find us. So how's everybody doing? I hope, okay, here's the dealio. We only had 5 people request the sample boxes, which is fine. It's up to you. I've had probably another 4 or 5 say, that they're watching today, either live or shortly after, which is very cool, very fun. That's going to give it, a lot of energy. And I just think that that's really fun. I appreciate it. But I just know that there are going to be way more of you actually watching or just kind of dropping in. And please, 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 just say hi and give us a like, even if you're only here for a quick second, because it just helps. It helps, as I've said and said and said, it helps others see the video. This Facebook thing, oh my gosh, it's just like it's such a tough thing to overcome. And I was thinking the other day, and maybe I've already said this, I'm in my 50s. um like the few people that do watch consistently, hi Marianne. Um so I've got people that watch consistently, and like and comment, and so they're seeing everything, and I'm probably driving them crazy. And then I've got like a big group of people that don't see really anything because, once you don't see it, then you just don't see it, for a long, 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 long time unless you come in and on purpose, look at it. And so it's just so frustrating because I feel like, well, I've read, that I need to post a lot to try to capture the people that, I haven't heard from me in a long time. But then I feel sorry for the people that are hearing me all the time. Oh, well, they're getting to know me really, really well. Oh gosh. All right, I need to keep my eye on the time. It's 9:59. So we're having an on-time drawing at 10. So get ready because at 10 I'm going to have you say something. So get your fingers nimble. And then I'm going to do a drawing. So hopefully, well, I guess it would be lucky for Marianne if you're the only one here because it's a good prize. But let's see, my little eyeball icon says I've got 3 people watching. So, oh, thanks, Marianne. You're always very gracious to me. All right, let me move my thingamajiggy. I don't know what to call it. This is the funny thing of all is that people think that I'm a tech wizard. Yeah, no. There's a slider thing that I have to move to see your comments, which that's frustrating too. Like I wish it would just like kind of move on its own. Cheryl's watching. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you, Cheryl. So, okay. So it's got to be. Yep, it's 10 o'clock. All right. So if you are here and you are watching, then say on time in the comments. On time. Everybody that comments right now on time is going to go into the on time drawing. Does not matter if you have samples. Does not matter if you even knew this was happening. Doesn't matter if you're my customer or somebody else's customer. If you hear my voice, if you see my face and you like free stuff, then you just comment right now the words ON space TIME, and you're going to go into an on time drawing, okay? And I'm going to talk for a second and give you a chance to do that while I move the thingamajigger down. All right, so I am Michelle Fox, independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. And this is going out on Partying Pink, our place to party and win prizes. And more than just my customer are watching. So I've got several friends and team members that have customers on this page. And today we're just going to talk about glamour. It's going to be super fun, and I'm going to keep it where, I'm just going to go through some fun tips and keep it sort of an everyday look, probably a little fancier than you're used to. And I just thought of something that I was going to do ahead of time, but I think I'm going to have to do it in front of you. My mind is going in so many different ways, as it always does. So anyway, it's going to be fun. I'm going to show you a kind of an everyday, but more probably steps than you're used to. And then I'll also show you some more glamorous options, okay? So let's see. I think, is Marianne the only one said on time? Cindy says on time. Marianne says on time. Cheryl, get up in there. All right, so we are going to draw. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, people. Come on, you can do it. And then we're going to do the on-time drawing. Okay, here's the other thing I have to confess. I've practiced this a lot in one aspect. Like I've practiced the actual putting on of the makeup. I've tried all the looks that I've given out, until, hi Kim, until, I feel like, okay, I got a plan. I haven't really timed it out. So God willing and the creek don't rise, we will be done in a relatively decent amount of time, but fingers crossed. So, okay, so let's see. We got all of our on time people. Cheryl, I know you're out there. So Kim, Cindy, Mary Ann. Kim, Cindy, Mary Ann. All right, let me put you in my magic thingamajiggy. And it's Cindy Bose. Cindy Bose. You have won the Citrus Sorbet. It's kind of a big shine. Citrus Sorbet Lip Balm. This smells and tastes so stinking good. Not stinking's a bad word. This smells and tastes really, really good. This is from the holiday collection, limited edition. It has like a hand cream and a lip balm, and you will love this. This can go right in your purse. So you use it all the time. All right, let me put this sticker on it so I remember who got what. All right, Cindy's our first winner. Here we go. So if you have samples, okay, I want to grab something. I already remembered that one thing I already remembered the one thing I forgot. Okay, if you have samples, you want to open up your CC cream first. We're going to tear off that foil, the top of the foil packet. Here's what I have to say about that. That thing is very messy. And there's enough in there for like several applications. Hi, Allison. You eat it. At first I was like, what is she talking about? But okay, the lip gloss. Okay, so there's enough in there for several applications. So be careful how you tear it, because if you just like kind of tear it haphazardly, then it's just a hot mess. All right. Also, I have moisturized my face. I encouraged everybody to come with a cleansed and moisturized face. If you doubt me, someday do moisturizer on half of your face and then leave the other face not. It's crazy amazing how the makeup looks different. It applies differently. It doesn't last as long. It's a totally different experience. So you always want to moisturize, take good care of your skin, have it moisturized, ready to go. A lot of people use foundation primer before they start this step. I have a different product that I like to use at the end, but I just wanted to mention this. So, and I've already primed my eyes with our eye primer. So I wanted to be prepped a little bit. There was other thing I was going to do that I forgot, but I'm working with some limitations. Okay, so we've got the CC cream that comes in a bottle like this, a pump, and you are going to apply it all over like a moisturizer, probably dot it here, hither and yon, and just apply it up and out like a moisturizer. I'm using a foundation brush. This is kind of considered the middle of the road of the different options. The sheerest coverage as far as a foundation applicator option is the sponge. And this is what it looks like dry, and this is what it looks like wet after you've, run it underwater and squeezed it out. So there's definitely a difference. And this is medium coverage. This is the one I'm using. And then this is our blending brush. This provides the fullest coverage. And I'm pointing this out because for years and years and years and years, I just applied foundation with my fingers. It just seemed easier. I don't know, seemed quicker, more natural. I was like, what's not to love? But there's something about using a tool to do your foundation that totally ups your game, okay? It applies it more evenly. It looks smoother, better. It makes your foundation last longer because I think in all things considered, you're actually using less because your fingers, tend to kind of, you end up like with so much on your hands. It's like pulling some of it off. But this is just like applying just a thin, even amount all over, and it's so quick and easy. And this, even though it's called or it's considered medium coverage, I always feel this brush is considered medium coverage. I always feel like it provides, really nice coverage. I like it a lot. All right, now let's talk about CC cream. CC cream. Does anybody want to guess what CC stands for? Or maybe you already know. And you can say pretty much anything because I can't see. You can guess anything. So CC is complexion corrector. This, even if you don't like foundation or you think you don't like foundation, you'll like this. I can almost guarantee it. I don't think I've ever had anybody not like it. It does not feel like foundation. It doesn't feel like anything. It's very light, very natural. If you girls want to comment on how it feels, that would be awesome. It's a real easy thing to match because it's just, there's only like 5 shades. It is a combination of sunscreen, moisturizer, color, so it's like your foundation, concealer, and then it also highlights. It is luminous, so the way that the light is bounced off your face is more flattering. So it does so many things all at once. In the summertime, my jam is to put on just like CC cream, mascara. If I need it, maybe a little bit of blush, lip gloss, done. And it's just thebomb.com. Did I say sunscreen? That it has sunscreen in it? Okay. So, and then also what I like about having a brush is that there's still, a little bit of residual stuff in there. So where like I've got scars or zits or anything like that, if I kind of like just press right there, it deposits a little extra. And so it just kind of saves me a step. And then I'll be using this again later after we do eyes. So keep that thought in mind. Okay. I want to talk, you don't have this, sorry, but I want to talk a little bit super quick about under your eyes. So I'm going to use under eye, or let's see, I'm going to use concealer for under my eyes, but I'm going to talk about some other options. A lot of YouTubers, do the big V under the eyes. I mean, I do it sometimes just because it seems like something I should do because they do it. But the fact is, I've got like really deep, like crater, these big, I don't know, this under here needs help. So I just go right in there to just kind of brighten those little buggers up. And then I go anywhere else where I've got shadows and any place that I've got, zits or whatever, anything I want to cover. But what I use to like blend this in, I use my sponge. I just really like how this just very gently, kind of dabs that in. I'm going to show you something different for my eyes. Because this is jumbo, isn't it? As we have established. But look at these adorable little things. All right. These are the little mini blending sponges, limited edition, that are part of the holiday collection. And look at this. I mean, like, they can just get right up in there so that you can really keep that, in that area. So, like, even if you wanted to go even lighter, you could really keep that area nice and bright. We also have an under eye corrector that's sort of a like a salmon color. And so if you have, sometimes uh, the discoloration underneath is not a shadow, but it's actually like a purplish. It's a vitamin K deficiency, actually, is what it is. And so the under eye corrector has a, salmon cast to it, whereas this is more yellow. And so that is going to be your best friend ever. I'll show you the difference in a sec. But we have a limited edition purple corrector because on the other end of the spectrum, some people's under eye problem is more of a green color. And so if that is your case, then you want purple. And, it might seem like, what a hassle to be doing, all these different steps. But, honestly, when you've got everything right in front of you, ready to go, whatever, it's not really that big of a deal. So let's see. I'm not sure what the best way is to show you the salmon one, so I'm just going to do this. And for the purple, this is really cool. This is limited edition, so you need to snag this like right now. Okay, I'm putting that aside, and you don't have this either. If it were up to me, there'd be samples of everything, and I would have just showered you with samples. But this is our translucent loose powder, and I love this so much that I had to use it. And what I do is I have a little bit in the lid, and then I pour it, okay, a little bit in the top, I guess, so to say, and then I pour it in the lid, and I grab the all-over powder brush and dip it in. Okay, here's what's different. When you want to just like kind of finish your face and take off shine, you're just kind of dusting it all over real loose and light. At this point, I'm setting my foundation and taking off shine. So my maneuver is more of a pressing motion, or pressing, pressing thing. Pressing action. So I do this, and so your translucent loose powder is both to set and to finish. Right now I'm using it more as a setting powder. I love it. It works for all skin tones. So, people are like looking for like, where's the ivory loose powder or the beige loose powder? This works for everybody. And if it looks at all, light or white, you might be using too much, but it does kind of absorb into your skin too. Okay, and then I'll come back and I will use that at the end to kind of blend everything out too. Okay, now we're on to the fun part, the funner part. That's all done, right? Okay. You should see I've got like a lot of stuff over here. Okay, this is the part where it might get a little confusing because I didn't do one of the steps that I intended to do. So let me grab my handy dandy giant pile of samples. So on your little card that you have that looks like this, the instructions refer to the 3 shades in terms that I don't want to use because I want to introduce other concepts to you today because we're going extra fancy. So, oh baby, hold on. Now how do I turn it off? Okay, there. That indicates that it's time for a prize. Hold the phone, Louise. I need my glasses. So much happening. Okay, I forgot to explain that Allison, who is my assistant, is helping us today to determine prize winners. Why? Because can you tell that I can't do like that many things at once? So let's see. We've got all these people participating. I know there are more people than this watching. So I'm telling you, if you want prizes, you got to get in on this and start commenting because she doesn't know who to put in the drawing, if you're not commenting. So Allison is going to determine the next prize winner. And then, so she's going to post that because I got to get going. Okay, here's what's happening. On your card, the first thing on the top, it says that it's your base color. I would like to refer to that as your mid-tone because I'm going to call something else a base in a minute. And then the second one, it says crease. We're going to call that our accent or our contour because that's our dark color. And then the highlight, we'll leave that alone. Here's my reason. I discovered this really cool thing and it works really, really well. When I think of a base, I think of something that goes on all over, okay? And when I first joined Mary Kay, this was actually how we taught everybody to do it, is you took a really light, usually a matte color, and you put it on your whole eye, like, you know, the whole thing from lash line to brow. And back then it was usually like a really pale, like white or something. But I recently heard a makeup artist talk about sandcastle as a good color for someone with my skin tone. And here's the concept, is that we all have, you know, different colors basically in our lids. So we want to cover up any veins, freckles, you know, any discoloration. Our eye primer is colorless. So we would want to, you know, put something on our lid to, you know, basically conceal that. You can use concealer as well. So I'm using the all over eye brush to do this. And I meant to already have this done. Oh well, it was probably good for you to see me do it. But so this, I'm just using just quick, easy strokes. And this would be a matter of finding, you know, an eye color that pretty closely matches your skin tone. And I can help you figure that out. So this is just something, this is just like a preliminary thing. Okay, so why would you want to add this step? Because, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I'm sure it's what you're thinking. This, honestly, I swear to you, makes your application overall go quicker and easier because I did this a few times and I thought, wow, I really like how everything looks now that it's all done. But I thought, you know, I'm only going to do this, you know, for special occasions. But when I don't do it, I end up spending more time fiddling with the few colors that I'm trying to work with. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this may be using more colors, but it ultimately makes the whole process easier. Okay. And then same with what I'm going to show you next, which you don't have either. I'm a horrible person. Okay. So another way of saying mid-tone is to say transition. And a transition color, a transition shade is not really meant to be seen. It's really meant to give dimension to your eyes and to help you work with other colors. And for most people, hazelnut is an ideal transition shade. And when you use your transition, it's like in the center of your eye, in your crease, but you use a very loose, fluffy brush. And this is a blending brush from the mini brush collection from the holiday line. So let me show you. So this, like I said, my objective here is not for this to really show or, you know, do anything, so to speak, do anything, you know, super obvious, but it's prepping. I'm prepping for what we're going to do in a sec. Okay, so I don't, if you can tell that just kind of is like giving me some depth in there and then just having these shadows as a base to work from is going to make everything else go on more easily. And these were the two things I was supposed to already have done. You know, I used to be able to remember things really, really well. Oh well. This is the real me. Take it or leave it. Okay. So those two brushes are awesome. I really, really like that little mini collection. Where am I putting the ones I already used? Here we go. That is a really good addition to your current brush collection, trust me. All right, now we're going to work for real. So we are going to put the mid-tone is what I'm calling it. So that's the first color that you're working with. The number one color on your card is, I'm calling it your mid-tone. And we're going to put that all over your lid. And I'm going to use the eyeshadow brush that comes in the new mini collection because I can. I'm going to use, let's see, I chose to use these colors in the Sugar Plum Fairy collection because the majority of you chose that. And the reason why my camera is all kind of in a weird position today, it's different than it usually is because I think I'll be able to get closer to the camera when I'm putting on my eyeshadow. We'll see. So, all right. So this is, I believe, golden mauve, right? Let me double check. I have the wrong card. Well, somebody can tell me. It's one of the lighter shimmers. It's either golden mauve or that other kind of purpley light one that's shimmery. So we're putting the mid-tone all over our eye. And then I am going to show you a little something to add to it after that. So then the others, so the ones that have the holly and ivy, you've got hazelnut. So you're putting that all over your lid. And nobody chose the other one, the candlelight, whatever. No, what did I call that? I called it champagne kisses, I think. I come up with these myself. Okay, so very simple, just all over your lid. That's your mid-tone on your lid. Okay, I like to bring my mid-tone up a little bit higher toward the outside, and then kind of, let's see. So if I start out here, as I come toward my nose, that line is getting thinner. So if I start, up here, as I come in, it's like it's going to kind of, well, you know what I'm saying. Like the path, let's say if it started out like 1/8 of an inch, it's getting smaller, 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 smaller. I don't want this strip right by my nose to be as wide as out here. So I'm taking that same shade and I'm just bringing it up just a bit. And again, this is just going to help the transition with that really, really dark shade. Dark shades frighten me, especially when I'm teaching people because, and this is interesting too. Not all colors are the same. Some honestly are harder to blend than others. There's just something about, the ingredients, the pigment or something. And so I just never know. It depends on what we're working with. So we need all the help we can get. Okay. So let's review so we're not super confused. So we put a base on all over to cover up imperfections. We did a transition color in the middle with a loose fluffy brush just to give us some dimension and something to work with. Now we're doing our mid-tone, which is our middle of the road color, on the lid, and then I brought it up a little bit to just help us work with the darkest color, which is happening right now. Ready? Okay. I'm going to use the eye smudger brush. This is part of our regular collection. So now we're loading up that with that really dark color. This is Merlot for us with Sugar Plum Fairy, and it's Emerald Noir with Holly and Ivy. Okay, here we go. What we're going to do here, you want to feel, oh, what's happening again? It scares me. And then I can't find how to turn it off. Hold the phone. All right. All right, so we need another, let's see. Ooh, Allison, you got something going on. All right, Allison's in charge of that. We need another winner. It's happening so fast, isn't it? It's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna end up having an aneurysm or something. All right, so we have our darkest color. We're gonna feel this path like inside of our orbital bone. Literally, you can feel like where that bone is, and we're gonna follow that path with this dark color. You're gonna go right in that path. We're not gonna worry about going high. We're not gonna worry about any of that stuff right now, okay? we're just going to feel where that path is, where that, where that groove is. And we're going right in there with that dark bad boy. Okay, from the outside in. Boy, I really cleaned mine off. I'm going to put more in there. I do tend to, I put it on and then I tap it off so that I don't have too much that I'm working with. You don't want to blow it off because then you're getting moisture on the bristles. You want to tap it off. Okay. Wow. Let's see. This isn't as difficult to work with as I thought it would be. So I'm going right in this area. And I know you all well that I gave these to. We all have hooded eyes. Hate to break it to you. So we're all going to then keep bringing it up, just kind of every time we'd make a pass, like a windshield wiper, we're going to go a little bit higher. Wow, this is like not even showing up very dark on me. What am I doing different? Let me see. Because we want to control it, so we don't want it to be crazy dark, but we want some wow in here. So every time I come from the outside in, I'm going up a little bit higher. And again, same idea. I don't want it to be as wide up in here as it is out here. Huh. I think I'm really loving this Merlot because it's way easier to blend than I remembered. And even though it feels really weird at first to go this high, without putting any more, on your applicator, you want to keep going all the way up to your brow, just very, very softly. And what that's doing is just kind of softening that edge so that you don't see really where it starts and stops. I think of it like an infinity pool. I don't know where I came up with that image. But it just kind of helps it just, flow better. And then also, you want to bring it down toward your lashes. That just kind of completes the look so that you don't look like you're hanging out there like on a shelf. Okay. So you are in essence making, that the V that you always hear about. But we started right in that orbital bone groove. And then we windshield wiped higher and higher, mostly, adding on the outer edge. Then we very softly brought it all the way up to the brow. And then we're bringing it down toward your lash line. Does that all make sense? I don't know. Yeah? Yes? No? All right, I'll do it a little quicker over here. And I do know that if you're using the sponge tips that I gave you, that it's a totally different ball game. It's much harder to blend and to do this kind of thing, with the sponge tips, which is why I'm not. And it's funny, I used sponge tips for like all through my early 20s. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. And here, I'm not like pulling my eye, I'm just kind of holding it in place. There's a big difference. You don't want to pull your eye or it's, at some point it ain't coming back, okay? Okay. And then you got to make sure, the biggest thing is that they're even in terms of how high they are on each side and the intensity, like the amount of shade, the amount of color. And I will come back and tell you what your prices are and everything. It's just I, don't want to get behind. Okay. And some people have really cool, like long, thin eyes, like cat-eye type thing. So you can bring that, that edge out farther. My eyes are more, I was going to say short and stumpy like me, but that's not a very positive self-image, is it? My eyes are more like this. I don't know what to call them. All right, I guess we'll have to call that good enough. And know that like you're never done. You know what I mean? Like you're always going to be fiddling with it. So don't feel like not every step is going to look perfect or feel perfect. You're not going to look done yet because we're not, you know? So don't get frustrated like, "Oh, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right." That's because we haven't finished, you know what I mean? I'm going to take the crease brush and just kind of feather this in, you know, just kind of, I'm just blending it. This is just a softer, wider, you know, more of a blending brush, whereas the other brush had a tighter head. And so I'm just using this just to kind of spread around the color so it's not all concentrated in one spot. The crease brush is thebomb.com, okay? If you don't have one, you need to get one. If you need a stocking stuffer for somebody, everybody needs a crease brush. Okay. And let's see, now I want to go back and use, I think I'm going to use the all over eyeshadow brush again. And we're going to use that highlight powder finally. And the area that is left uncovered is what we're going to cover. But here's something really cool. I used to always think that I needed to cover, you know, kind of like straight across or like way over on the, you know, the side, you know, on the outside. But since we are trying to lift and we're lifting, we're trying to push back the flap. We're trying with the dark color, we're trying to like push back this, and then we want to emphasize this, like the brow bone. So actually, I'm starting to do more the opposite, where I'm emphasizing this up closer to the inside, and really I bring very little out here, if at all, especially if it's a shimmer. I've just been keeping it really close to the inside. So you can kind of, I think this has to do with the shape of your brows too, so you can kind of play with that on your own. But lately I've been really liking the look of pretty much just having it underneath, I would say like the first 2/3 maybe of my brow, and not bringing it all the way back. And then I do have to blend it so that it doesn't look like it stopped at 2/3 of my brow. But that's okay. Okay, see what I'm talking about? And your lightest color, you can also, this isn't a good brush for it though. What is this thing called? Let me see. Ooh, this is called an eye detail brush. This is from the mini collection. This will be good for this. Your lightest color you can also put in your tear duct. This just brightens your eye. It's especially nice when you've got like a shimmery light color, which this is not. This is Blossom. And let me think. And then the Holly and Ivy has Biscotti. And both of these are matte. But when you have the shimmer, it just is really pretty in the light. But this works too. And this just gives you a little bit of, just a little some. Okay. But then I do like to go back in and blend again. So let me think what I want to use to do with that. I can probably just tap off the excess on that all over brush. Oh my gosh, it's happening again! I told you we were having prizes every 10 minutes. There. I wasn't lying. And it keeps me on task. So now I know I've only got like 10 minutes left. Okay, so anyway, so then I take this brush and I'm just going to blend all of this together so that there's not any bare spots, and to try to make it so that, you know, it just kind of looks more cohesive. I also really like to blend in this area, like toward my nose. I want to make sure there's not any stray makeup, like any fallout is what it's called, and that there's not a sharp line, you know, of where it started. And I don't so much do a lot of blending out here at this point, because we did that a second ago. and I do something different. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I have this? Please, Lord, tell me I do. Do I? I don't know if I brought it up here. Okay. So now grab your eyeliners that you asked for. And we're going to do something called tight lining. Almost sounds naughty. We're going to line your top lid, but we're going to go underneath your lashes because we want to get as close to your lashes as possible. And this is just one way of doing that. Let's see. And this you might need to hold. You might need to hold your eyes for this. And this I've done it before, but I don't do it often, so I'm always doing this. But tight lining is just a way of getting super close, as the word would say, to your lashes, and it makes your lashes look really close together, which makes them look thick. And so that's what we're going to use your liner for. Whew. I know when I was young, the big thing was don't go in the liquid, the wet part of your eye. And I don't know, I guess that went out the window at some point. Because people do it all the time. And then you keep this because this will last for a while. You can play with this. I love our liners. I love all of our stuff. But our liners last all day. They're smooth enough to go on very easily, but they don't run and smear. I did feel like they were starting to smear on me a while ago, and I realized it's because I use so much eye cream. So I'm going to show you how to combat that. Because I'm not stopping with my eye cream, and I'm not giving up my eyeliners. Okay. All right. That's it for that. Okay. So now I'm going to use this, what do we call it? Eye detail brush. And this is what I would do. Take your darkest color, and if you're using sponge tips, you're going to use the edge of your sponge tip. If you have a brush, use the brush. I would use like the end of the brow liner tool, or another skinny brush, or this one is like just a really tiny tip brush. And I'm going to line along my lashes with this dark color. And so this is what I do. I go on top of my liner with powder to set it, and then it doesn't do it doesn't smear at all. And like I said, the only reason it started smearing is because I used so much powder, or so much moisturizer. And try to, one visual, God, I don't know, my lips. One visual that helps with the lining, lining your eyes, is instead of trying to, think about lining your eyes, think about coloring in the roots of your lashes. That's how close you want to get to your lash line. Now, as far as, what could you do for more drama? Oh, I messed that one up. At this point, you could take that darker color and go all over your lid, make more of a smoky eye. Or you could do like maybe the outer third of that lid, and to just kind of give it a darker, more dramatic, more evening look. I'm not going to go there because I got a feeling I've got like one more giveaway and then I need to be done. We got a minute got some stuff to do. All right, and then your sponge tip on the edge, we're going to go underneath. I don't go all the way across. I go maybe 2/3 of the way. And if you're asking questions, I'll answer them at some point, but time is of the essence. And you can talk amongst yourselves. Maybe you already are. Okay, so then I lined with the powder as well. All right, now is when I take my foundation brush that has the, some residual juju on it, and I go underneath to clean up any fallout, because what's nice is this is moist, so it's not drying out anything. And then I go on the edge to create like a clean edge without it looking, overdone, or, you don't want it to look so straight, that I did that before where you do the Scotch tape, have you heard that? But then when you take that off, it looks ridiculous because it's like too perfect. So I just like this. I like this one. Okay. And I already put brow pencil. We have an awesome, awesome brow collection. So I did the brow definer. Brow something definer. Okay, hold on. God, I have so many things over here. This is it. I think it's, what is it called? It's the brow something. It is so awful to try to do these things and not be able to see. It's the brow something precision. Yeah, okay. We'll look at it later. Anyway, I love it. I already did that. So, and I always do it before I do my eyes because it helps me kind of have like a map, like a guideline of where to put my brows. But then sometimes a little bit has rubbed off in the process. So then I'll go in with my volumizing brow tint, which I love. You don't have any of this either. And kind of go through and just kind of give my brows like a little spruce up. And what this is doing is it's actually adding fibers to my brows and adding a little bit of color. And since it's wet and then it dries, it's taming my brows. So this is a really cool product. So I use both. The Precision Brow Definer. Is that it? And then this, whatever I just said it was. Look at this, okay? I had to put these in this font so that I could remember the names of the brushes, and I thought that was all I needed. But I guess I need like the whole, I need to have like the whole lookbook in that font, like my whole office. Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna cruise through the rest. Okay, now we are gonna do your blush. Okay, and if you're using cotton balls for your blush, OMG. Cotton like really grabs a ton of color, but fortunately, if you're using this rose color, let's see, Desert Rose, it's, no, not that. All right, Holly and Ivy have Desert Rose, and then what is this other one that we're using? Oh, well, we don't have time to think about it. But where's my, here it is. This one is not super dark, so it'll be fine. You want to put it on the apple of your cheek. But here's an interesting thought. This is another from my makeup artist, Lori Hogg. She said that, you know, if you put it here and then you, when you're not smiling, it like drops down. And so like, it's almost like your cheek falls. But if you put it high, then even when you're not smiling, it still kind of stays high. I mean, it falls a little bit, but not quite as much. So I've been making a habit of that. And as far as the cotton ball, I was going to say it grabs a lot of color. So if you're using the darker color, beware. This one isn't quite as bad. So I put it, I'm using the cheek color brush. I put it right in the center, tapping it off, doing this, but I'm coming from above a bit. And I do like this. The other thing that I like about it is it looks more like it's sun-kissed, because when you get sun on your face, it's coming from up here, and this is where it hits. So it does have a more, you know, more natural sun-kissed look, I think. So you do the apple of your cheek with the majority of the color, and then you bring it back toward your hairline. And I'm hustling. But we're almost done, really, because the rest is easy. The eyes are the one that take the most. Oh, and we need to do mascara, yeah. Yeah. I got distracted by my song. But I want to finish this thought, too. I'm going to show you this. Oh, my gosh! Oh, my gosh, 10:44. Okay, so that is the last prize, and I've got to seriously hustle. Okay. So I wanted to show you the highlight and contour, and point out that we also have limited edition highlight and contour right now, and this is the same price. So whether you get the regular line powder or the limited edition color sticks, it's the same price, 14. So what do we do with this? On the shorter edge of the cheek color brush, I'm going to put the contour underneath the shade that I just did. and kind of bring that up. And then I'm going to, on the taller bristles, I'm going to grab some of that highlight, and I'm going to go a little bit above. And then I come back with the big fluffy brush that has the translucent loose powder. And then that's where I blend it all together. So I like to, I'm just in the habit now of using the contour and highlight. I think especially being on film, it does make a difference, and it's just a fun thing to play with. So I just thought I would mention that. Okay, and there are other fun things you can do with that, but we ain't gonna go there. Nobody's got time for that. Okay, I do this before I do my mascara anyway, so this will be good. Okay, I like to finish with the finishing spray. This is what I use basically rather than the foundation primer. I don't know, I just prefer this. This is a spray that you put on all over. And it, honestly, I don't know how this works, but it magically sets your makeup, and it will look the same at the end of the day as it looks at the beginning of the day. It's like magic. Now, you do have this adorable mascara. You either got like the little baby one or you bought the full size. This is our ultimate, which lengthens and thickens. And we have other formulas. So if this isn't your jam, let us know. Okay. And you want to start at the base and wiggle it back and forth. I'm going to just do the top lashes just to save time. This is water resistant. We do have a waterproof. It's in a different formula, a different, consistency. Okay. My lashes at the end are like super thin, so I kind of dab it with the tip. And I usually use the Lash Love Lengthening, which has like super skinny bristles, and it just feels different in my hand. So when I use this, I typically make a god-awful mess. But I do have a way of getting rid of mascara messes, so if I have that issue, I'll show you my technique. This is my oldest daughter's favorite mascara. And I will say that to me, one coat looks like more like two coats. I think it does really give your lashes a nice thick look, and yet natural. You know what I mean? It's not over the top. If you want over the top, we got that. Alrighty. So we are going to do our lips. Then I'm going to show you some specials. And then I think something's going to pop up on the page. Also like a feedback form. Hopefully it won't interrupt our broadcast. It might pop up during, while I'm still talking, but I don't think, just ignore it. You can go back to it. Okay. All right. Good enough for now. Okay. So I didn't do lip liner. I didn't provide lip liner. I just have not been doing that as much lately. And I'm going to put on the lipstick that comes with this color card. So you've got your lipstick. You have the doe foot applicator to apply it. So the lipstick, you've got to peel that thing off, and then it's just like a smear. And so you want to just rub that on your doe foot applicator and put it on. But this does not flatter me, okay? So I wanted to kind of show you the difference between a lipstick that isn't your color and a lipstick that is your color. So, okay. So this is Rosewood. And it's it's okay, but it's like not, there's no real wow factor, okay? So I can't handle it. So I'm gonna use, this one is Berry Couture. but I just like more. And then I want to show you a cool thing with gloss. So everybody had a gloss sample as well. And that is a bugger. There is a corner that is actually loose, but it's hard to find. I think if you flip it, so on the back, it's the top left. That should be loose, but it is hard to pull off. And then there's another doe foot applicator in there for you to use. So what I wanted to show you is if you use a lighter lip gloss in the center of your bottom lip, that you'll look pouty. And so I'm going to put this darker berry on top. And in the outer on both sides. I think this one's Evening Berry, and then this one is Berry Delight. Put that one in the middle. Okay. Whew! What time is it? 10:51. 51 minutes. Not too bad. Okay. So I hope you guys are looking fab. I want you to post pictures. I'm kind of smoothing everything out. But let me get my glasses on and I'll go over some of the specials. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope you had some fun and learned some things. So let's see. I want to take my own picture off. Take this thing off, take this thing off, take this thing off. Okay. So if you wanted to purchase what we call the mini glam look beauty kit, which this is adorable. The eye primer, 4 eye colors with the little palette, your eyeliner, so you can either get the traditional eyeliner or the waterproof mascara of choice. You can purchase that as a set. Let me see, how do I move this? All right, I got to get these guys out of here. How do I get that out of there? Move that. There, no, it doesn't show that. Okay, anyway. All right, I don't remember how much it is. It's somewhere. Oh, maybe if I do this. Nope. All right. In the thing that you can fill out at the end, it will tell you a price, but it is a reduced price. And when you get that as a set for that reduced price, you also get this free mini eye makeup remover. OMG. Or you could buy these things individually, of course, but that's only one option. And then I have this one. This one I really like too. This is Personalize Your Mary Kay Color Look. These are all reduced prices, okay? Trust me, I love deals, and so I always do the math. So these are all things that we talked about today, you know, the primers, the powders, the under eye concealers, and, you know, all that good stuff, brows, brushes, contour and highlight, which you can substitute the, you know, the sticks or whatever, and if you want that instead of the powder. This is exactly what we did with the 3 eyeshadows, the blush, the compact, and the applicators for $60. Lips, whatever, etc., etc. Okay, hopefully I can move this one up. OMG, what the heck? There we go. And so all of those are available. They are reduced prices. You can also choose any 3 sets and get the brush collection for just $25. It's normally $55. You can choose 5 sets and get the Pro palette, which is this giant palette right here, as a free gift. Or, you know, give me a heart attack and choose all 9 sets for $3.99. No, honestly, this is a really good deal. I mean, you save a ton of money. So, like, if you are just starting your color collection and can do this, this is an amazing deal. All 9 sets for $3.99. You save a ton of money. You get a free eye makeup remover. But you can add an oil-free eye makeup remover to any set up here for $10, and it's normally $17. So let's take this off and put me back on. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And what I will do is I'll come back on. I will answer questions and post, you know, this person won this person won this, etc., 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 etc. And go in and answer. There's going to be like a kind of a feedback form which I would really appreciate your feedback because it helps me, learn and grow. And then that's also where it'll explain, the prices that I can't remember. So anyway, thank you so much. I had fun. I feel good. And like I said, if you want a more dramatic look, you can go in and just do more with your liner, do more with that accent contour color, focus more on the lid, either covering the whole lid or the outer part of the lid. But I'm guessing you look gorgeous, and I would love it if you would post some selfies. That would really be awesome. People love seeing the colors on other normal people. It really helps them make choices, make color choices for themselves, understand how it's supposed to look, where it's supposed to go, all that stuff. I mean, we all are helping each other, right? So thank you so much. And Allison and I are going to be working on these prizes, and we'll post all that so that you've got all that information. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Have a wonderful Saturday. I appreciate you guys so much. And to all my Mary Kay friends watching, I hope you had fun too. And make sure you follow up with your customers because they're going to be wanting some of these products, I have no doubt. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.